Good morning. I'm coming to you live from East Hampton, New York. I'm on GEORGICA Beach today. This is day 18 of our 40-day series of yoga at the sunrise from the Hamptons. And I'm so excited that you're here. It's a lovely day. It's 6:30 in the morning, Eastern Daylight Time. And let's settle in for our yoga practice and go ahead and put that strange leg in front. Start to rebalance your body just from the moment you sit down on the floor. Starting to inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhaling deeply through the nostrils, keeping the mouth closed. Just kind of, let's take a little wiggle. Just a little wiggle of your whole body just to see if you can just let go of any sort of, don't start the day with any tension, you know what I mean? Start the day. Also, let's start to have a slight smile. Slight smile on the lips, maybe lift up the eyes a little bit. Start your day with a smile. Maybe we can keep it a habit for the whole day. Wouldn't that be nice? Sitting up tall, lengthening the back of the neck. Push your occipital bone. That's that little knob back there. Push that up towards the sky. Inhaling deeply. Isn't that great how the pipe is more open when we lengthen the back of the spine? Most of us are like this all the day, and it's good to sit up straight and keep the back of your neck nice and long. It'll create a cascade effect of good posture if you start with the back of the neck. So with the lengthening there, let's do one last lengthening place. We're going to put the fingertips on the hip bones and the thumbs on the bottom of the rib cage, and we're going to stretch that area right down there. Wow, doesn't that feel good? And then see if you can relax your shoulders, but keep that stretch in that area. That's what we're trying to do, is L1 through 5. Give those guys a little bit of a break. As a matter of fact, let's do a little twist before we start a meditation. We're just going to twist to the right a little bit. Easily, just a little teeny twist. Think about lifting and lengthening that area as you twist. So you're not just kind of caving down and twisting over. You're really lifting up through your spine. Keep the back of the neck long, too. That might feel strange. You might want to go like this, kind of. Don't do that. Go like this. All right, let's come back towards the center. Other way, let's do a nice little easy twist. This is such a beautiful beach. We got surfers, we got people with their children, we got dogs running everywhere. It's just a glorious morning, and I'm so glad you're here to share it with me. All right, let's sit up very tall. We're going to bring our hands into the Namaskar Mudra, which is the prayer position. And close the eyes and lengthen the back of your neck. Don't forget about that. Remember to lengthen that lower spine. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils. And I invite you to bring a little silence into our lives for a moment. And rubbing the hands together, heating up the palms. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. Inhale deeply through the nostrils, then open the eyes behind the palms. Circle the eyes to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. Sitting up very tall, keeping the back of the neck very long, pushing that occipital bone towards the ceiling. And open the eyes again behind the palms. And we're going to circle them to the left this time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. And exhale through the nostrils as you gently lower your hands and open your eyes. Congratulations, the hard work is over. You made it here. Let's do a twist again. We're going to come and put our left hand on our right knee, and we're going to look over the right shoulder. This time you're going to hold your eyes in the right corner. Hold your eyes. Now think about lifting that lower spine. Don't let that collapse as you twist around. Make sure you're almost going up on a spiral where your shoulder's the highest point and your hips are the lowest point. You're spiraling up like a corkscrew. Eyes are held in that right-hand corner. We're doing that for a reason. And come back around. You know, when I was a young dancer, I just thought the teacher was doing things to torture us. I didn't realize it was for a reason, like for strengthening your legs or your feet or whatever. I had no idea there was a reason we were doing these exercises. And hold your eyes in your left-hand corner. But yeah, we're holding the eyes to trigger our vagus nerve. And that's a deeply relaxing nerve that we have. And if we lengthen the neck, and if we keep our eyes in one position, or as we did do eye circles, we are stimulating the ocular motor nerve, which intertwines with the vagus. And coming back through the center. Oh, I feel good. Let's go on ahead and bring our legs out into an easy V. Rock your legs back and forth, feeling the hip socket warming up. Doesn't that feel good? Let's move our hips a little bit. Move your hips a little bit. Upper body, all loosey-goosey. Let's do a nice twist to the. We're going to come this way and just keep walking around. Keep walking around. Let your legs bend and just go as far as you can for that direction. Breathing deeply through the nostrils. And let's come back around to the front and all the way around to the other side to the left. Here we go. All the way around. Boy, that feels good. I believe that's triggering the back spiral line. There's this genius, his name is Thomas Myers, and he's the Mac Daddy of fascia. If you want to learn anything about fascia, that's the guy. Let's come forward, stretching over the legs, and you can use a block if you'd like to, or you can just walk your hands forward. You might be like this. That's okay. Be where you are. Just make sure that you relax your head. Oh, I have my glasses. It goes there. Let your head just dangle. The main thing in this position that we're doing is we're keeping the legs very stable, but we're letting the upper body kind of drape over. See how I'm not really moving the legs or anything below the navel. I'm keeping very, very stable. And I'm just letting my upper body, just the weight of it and the gravity just sort of gently get my body used to the idea of stretching. It's early in the morning. She's a little stiff. I gotta be very gentle with her. And coming back up, let's do the right side. So we're gonna walk over the leg here. You might be here, that's fine. Just make sure your head is saying yes, no. Because if you say yes, no with your head, it's gonna relax the rest of your back. And that's what we're trying to do, is get everything stretched. If you wanna add a little oomph, push that right hip back. I'm hiding that with that block. Push your hip back there. And you're gonna feel an extra stretch in that area. And your sacrum. Okay, let's go to the other side, same thing. You can use blocks if you want to. That's why it's good to have some props. Invest in some blocks and a couple of strips, because it's kind of fun to work different ways. Like sometimes I might just go like this because I really want to stretch my upper back. Maybe sometimes I'm here and I'm really stretching my lower back because I'm going forward so far. I can work different ways using the blocks. Let's do the same thing on this side. The upper body's just draping over, but make sure that right hip is pushing back, and that'll give you an extra nice stretch in your sacrum, which is a very hard area to reach in terms of stretching. Okay, that's very good. Let's bring the hands into butterfly or mariposa. Okay, let's go ahead and wake up our feet for today. We're going to flex the feet back, crunch the toes, flex the toes, 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 crunch the toes. Now we're going to point the feet. Now this time we're going to, I don't know if you can see in the camera, let's make sure. Crunch the toes, then lengthen the toes, then flex the toes. Can you lengthen your toes? You see how they're going straight out like that? See if you can lengthen your toes, crunch your toes. Lengthen, flex, lengthen, crunch, lengthen, flex, lengthen, crunch, lengthen, flex, lengthen, crunch, lengthen, flex, and flex all the way back. See if you can keep your toes flexed as you go forward and back. Toes are back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And circle 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, today I thought we would focus on what I think. Oh, I gotta make sure that I put the strange leg in front. Focus on something I think is probably the most vulnerable part of the body when doing yoga. What do you think it is? What is the most vulnerable part? I would say the wrist. For me, that, in my opinion, that's the weakest part. So we want to make sure that the wrist and hand are very strong when we're doing yoga, and that way we'll have a practice that we can do in years. If at any point you feel pain in your wrist, stop immediately. Your wrist is telling you, I don't like this, and you just stop immediately. Go, okay, come back tomorrow. And then maybe you come up to that point. If you have the pain, stop there. But just keep coming up to that point of the pain, and then eventually you'll be able to push through. That's how I've gotten through injuries, is just coming up to the point of pain, coming back, just to the point. But I never forced my injury. I just gently, came to that and then just slowly made it get better. Okay, so how we're gonna make sure that this wrist is nice and strong is by making the hand strong. So let's do a couple of, these are actually from the Muktasana. And this is something I only had, I've been, a yoga teacher for 10 years now. This is the first time, this last trip, that I heard somebody mention the Muktasana. And it is the basis for a lot of yoga. Some consider it the base, and it's a wonderful thing. They have things about the hands that they actually have all these eye exercises. So those rascals, they knew about the vagus nerve even back then. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna really widen the fingertips, and then we're gonna wrap the fingers around the thumb. So we're gonna open and close, 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 open and close. Stay closed, straighten your arms, don't let your elbows or shoulders move, and just rotate at the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My left one is kind of doesn't work as well as the right one. I don't know why. It's kind of weird like that. Okay, now we're going to take the hand. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to pull it back with your left hand. Straighten your wrist. Really feel those. You're really stretching your flexors. Now we're going to stretch first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. I'm going to take the thumb. Nice. Doesn't that feel good? Let's do the other hand. Here we're going on the left hand. Push those fingertips back. Really straighten your elbow. You're going to take first finger, second finger, third finger. Not too hard. Don't do too hard. We're just giving them a nice little stretch. Wake up hands. And then we're going to stretch. Oh, there's some beautiful dogs running. Push back like that. Okay, fantastic. Now let's do this, 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 this. We're meeting each fingertip. Nicely done. Okay, and this. Can you make your hands wave? So you're going to push this part of your fingertip forward, and then you're going to pull your wrist back, and your fingers are going to follow. That's it. We're going to have a lot of dexterity and a good feeling in our hands while we're doing yoga. Sometimes dogs come up in the middle of the live stream. Oh dear, more and more people are coming in. This is a popular beach. Okay, so your hands are nice and relaxed. So whenever you have your hands on the mat, make sure that you activate your hands, because what happens whenever you start to have weight on the hands like that, on the wrist, it's because this is a 90-degree angle. You see that? All the weight's going straight down into those little, and they're just teeny little bones there, and they can get really injured. So to help that, if you activate the hand, go like this. Put your hand on your forearm and go like this. Or you can just look. If you see a piano player, oh my gosh, they have the best forearms. You can see all the muscles, because these are considered extrinsic muscles that activate these fingers. So what we're going to do is when we activate the fingers and all this, we form, look at this. there's this strong bond going on here, and that's going to take some of the pressure off of the bones when we do that, okay? So make sure, whenever we're going to do the sun salutation in a minute, make sure that you have your hands active anytime you're on the ground, even if you're on all fours, if you're like this, if you're in down dog, keep the hands engaged, and that will protect your wrists. All right, let's do our sun salutation. I just want to make a reminder that when you come down, make sure that your elbows are scraping the sides of your body, all right, when we're doing that. All right, let's come onto all fours first. I'm going to turn my towel so I face the sun. Going to come onto all fours. You're going to curl your toes under, push your knees back, go into a deeply knee bend, down dog. Breathing deeply through the nostrils. Think about your hands right now. Yep, got it. I was forgetting about it. Think about your hands. You got to actively keep that thought engaged. I'm going to keep my hands engaged. It's going to protect my wrists forever. Coming back into your down dog, straighten the legs. Enjoying this. Let's come forward to plank. Okay, so when we go down, we're going to keep the elbows by our sides. We're not going to let them go out to the sides, right? When we do that. Let's go back into down dog again. Really enjoying that wonderful stretch in the back of the legs. Lift your toes if you can. Lift those toes. That's going to make sure that you have equal weight on the ball of the big toe and the ball of the baby toe. Don't make it all on the ball and the big toe. You're going to see that that really affects your knees when you do that. You want to be equal weight on both of those. Let's come forward towards the plank again. And if you want to, you can put your knees down, or you can lower yourself all the way down. Make sure you hinge your elbows back beside you. And then we're going to come into a very slow cobra. Good morning. And then come back into your down dog. And we're going to walk forward towards the hands, hanging over the legs. Just really enjoy that. Make sure you say yes, no with your head. You might be here. This is okay. And you could use blocks if you wanted to sometimes. If you need to, you can actually stack the blocks like this. All right? So all levels can do yoga. Don't think, oh no, I gotta get to a certain level before I can do yoga. No, that's just the ego being afraid again. Okay, let's roll all the way up. And let me adjust the angle. Oh, I think it's one of those Burmese mountain dogs. Oh, yes. Those dogs. Magnificent. God, look at him run. So good looking. Okay, let's come back to our sun salutation. All right. So we're going to come to the top of the mat. Your feet should be parallel to the long side of your mat. You're going to inhale, arching up. Exhale, falling forward. Hands on the shins, arching up, inhale. And exhale, hands on the mat. Step back into your plank, lower all the way down on your exhale. Tighten your tummy just before you come up into cobra on the inhale. Yeah, that supports the lower back. You feel that? Curl the toes under. Go back into your down dog. Holding it there. Lift your toes if you can. If your legs move, then that means that the legs weren't in the right position. When your toes are up, and you put them down, keep the whole leg still. That's where it's supposed to be. Let's inhale as we walk forward towards the hands. All the way to the hands on the shins, arching up. Exhale, falling forward. Over the feet. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale into Namaskara Mudra. Whew! That felt so good. Let's do another one, all right? Inhale, arching up. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, hands on the mat. Lower down. Tighten the tummy. Inhale into cobra. Curl the toes. Back to down dog. 2 breaths. Inhale, walk forward, hands on your chin. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, namaskar. Okay, I really like to do that in silence because it's, I asked one of my Indian masters one time, I said, Master, how come, we do these tree poses and these balance poses? Why are we doing that? He said, it stops the mind. So it stops the mind when you have to balance. All of a sudden, you're very present in your body. And so that's why it's really good to really take that moment to feel the stillness. I'm gonna keep it above my knee, never put it on your knee. That's not a good place. Really feel that stillness. Nice to start our day that way. Let's do the other side too again. God, that feels so good. We have this serenity within. We have it. I have a great teacher in India, and he's always talking about come back. Come back. Come back to yourself. Come back to the stillness. It's in you. You have it. I wanted to do twisting, prayer twisting pose. Let's try this. We're going to step our, for you it's going to be your right leg forward until you come to your knee being bent like this. And maybe step the other leg back a bit, and then you're going to take your opposite elbow and put it on the outside of your thigh, just like this. Feel that? Then you're going to bring the hands together into the prayer position. And if you can, maybe even scoot up, down a little bit farther. And what you want to do is make sure the middle of your chest is where your hands are. And then you're going to look up. Slowly coming back up to standing. Woo! That felt really good. Let's do the other side. So this time it's going to be your left leg. You're going to bring that left leg forward. Your right leg is going to be back. Bend your left leg forward. I need to scoot your other leg back a little bit. You can start in prayer pose too. Let's do that. And do you see where my hands are? That they're in the center of my chest. So what I want to do is keep that centered. I don't want my hands. Sometimes they will in the beginning. Your hands may be up here because you're just trying to make the pose. But eventually what you're going to do is push into your elbow and twist your body so that the hands are on center line. You're going to feel a wonderful twist in your lower abdomen. Really good for digestion. But if you have to be here, it's okay. That's where you're at today. Okay, let's come back and relax from that. Hi, puppy. What you doing? Hi, puppy. Hi there. How's it going? Okay, did you want to do some down dog today? Did you want to do some down dog? Boy, that was a big one. Okay, let's come to seated again. All right, go ahead and make your way back to seated and put that strange leg in front. We're going to do just a little bit of pranayama to close out our practice today. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale from the right nostril. We're going to close both nostrils. Then we're going to open the left nostril. Exhale. Then we're going to inhale back again. Close. Exhale. Inhale. So we're going to do that. Let's do it about 5 times. Okay, here we go. First, we're going to inhale through the right. Close both nostrils. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close. Exhale through the right. That was 1. Inhaling through the right. Close. Exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left. Close. Exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. Close. Exhaling through the left. Inhaling left. Close. Exhaling right. Inhaling right. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Last one. Inhale. Close. Exhale left. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. And breathe normally. Oof. It's really, isn't it? It's really calming. Let's do one last pose before we close, and that is going to be the shoulder stand. We're just going to come onto our back, and we're going to just get our backs a little bit used to the idea. We're going to take your legs and just put them there like this. This is okay if you want to stay here. This is sometimes called waterfall. Sometimes people put a block underneath the sacrum. Or if you want to, you can bring your feet over your head, take your hands onto your hips, and push up into a shoulder stand. Make sure you keep your nose on center line. Don't turn your head to the left or the right when you're in this position. And make sure your feet are not over your head like this. See if you can get the feet to be over the hips, and that will also take a lot of pressure off the neck area. Because now all the force is going straight down into my elbows. You see that? If I come here, I start to have more counterbalance on the neck. And I'd rather be it coming straight down to my hips and into my elbows. It's a better position. Does that make sense? And slowly bring the feet over the head. If it's in your practice, you can stop a little bit here, or if you want to, come all the way over into full plow. Again, keeping the head on the center line. Bend the knees so the knees are next to the ears. Keeping the knees bent, you're going to slowly guide your back all the way down on the mat again, vertebra by vertebra, until you reach the sacrum, keeping the knees bent. Don't have the knees straight, and then let the legs slide out and down. Take a breath. We have time. No, we have no more time. Okay, let's come into our final pose then. You can do your own shavasana after this if you want to. Take 5 minutes just to lie there and not have to be anywhere. Not have to be anyone, do anything, um, accomplish anything. Just be completely useless. Bring your hands into Namaskar Mudra. I invite you to acknowledge yourself because you've just created an undeniable demonstration of your love for your health and your body. And when you take care of yourself, you can help other people. Rubbing the hands together, warming up the palms. Bring those warm palms to closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. One last inhalation. Let the hands come down, the eyes open. Let's say thank you to right arm. You're so good to me. Left arm, I love you. You're so good to me. Legs, couldn't do it without you. Don't know what I would do. Feet, you take me where I need to go. Internal organs, you're squishing. You're doing all these things. My head, everything. So thankful for this body, this life. And I'm thankful to you for sharing 30 minutes of your eternal now with me. I'm really honored. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 6:30 for our next day in the series. It'll be day 19. We're almost halfway in our Sunrise Summer series of yoga here from the Hamptons with yours truly, Sally Striker. So glad you're here, and great to see you from Georgica Beach. See you tomorrow.